Hello, welcome to day 3 of our reading lesson. First, we will start with spelling like we do every day. So here are our spelling words with the S and the ES. We're just going to continue working on these. Today, if you would, just have someone quiz you. So have somebody read the word and see if you can spell it back to them. So if I said number 1 was lunches, you would spell that back, okay? After you do that, you can go through and do your sight words as well. The selection vocabulary, which we've been talking about this whole week. So mill, a building where grain is crushed for flour. Monsters are scary creatures. Robbers are people who steal. And excitement is a feeling of being very happy. You may have seen these words in your story yesterday as you listened. Today I would like for you to go through and read your story on your own. So as for our amazing words, we only have one today, and it's the word struggle. So struggle means to try hard or to fight hard. If you struggle, you work hard to do something difficult. So as you can see in this picture down here, this man is struggling to push this rock up, but he's working really hard to do so. Today, our assignment is going to be over the singular and plural nouns. So I'm just going to go through these and talk about them. We have talked about this quite a bit this week. Wanted to make sure we were really prepared for this. Plus, our spelling words are plurals. So this first one is parks. So as you can see, this here is the S on the end because it ended in a K. So it just needed the S put at the end. Here we have batches. So it ends in the CH, that sh sound. So we have to add the ES instead of the S. Now what did they do here? Armies. Normally army would be spelled A-R-M-Y. So they had to drop that Y and add the I-E-S. Brushes. So this word is brush when it's singular. So when they make it plural, they have to add ES because it ends in the SH, which makes that sh sound. This word here is girls. It ends in an L, so they just have to add the S to make it plural. And this one's parties. So normally party would be spelled P-A-R-T-Y. So look at what they had to do there. They had to drop that Y and add the I-E-S. So as I read these sentences, I want you to think about some of the plurals that are in the sentence. So some people didn't eat their lunches. So think about which one is plural in there and point to it. Lunches, right? It ends in the CH and it has to be more than one. So they have to add that ES instead of just S because it ends in a CH. And CH is one of our words in the singular form that we have to add the ES to. Same thing with this one. We got scared when she turned off the lamp switches. Think about which one in that one is a plural. Switches is more than one switch that she's turning off on the lamps. And it ends in a CH, that ch sound, so we have to add the ES instead of just S. Same thing with this one. Which stories did the people like? Look through here and see which one of these words they turned plural and how did they do it? Stories. They're talking about more than one story, and story usually ends with a Y, so you're going to have to add the IES. So we talked about this a little bit yesterday, and it's the plural nouns that change the spelling. So the man, woman, and child petted the ox. So man by itself, if there's just one man, it's man. But if there's more than one man, it's men. So the men did that. Same thing here. Woman, W-O-M-A-N, is just one woman. But if there's more than one, then it's women, and it's an E-N. And child. Child is just one, but when you have more than one child, you have to say children. So I meant to take that sentence out. I only wanted to talk about these two sentences. So then we sang the song Three Blind Mice. So they had to change the spelling of mice since there's going to be they're talking about a mouse, but there's 3 of them and it changes a mouse to mice. So most of the blank in our class like fairy tales. So they're talking about the children in our class like fairy tales. So there's not just one because it says most of the children. Most of the child in our class like fairy tales would not make sense. So again, today our assignment is going to be over those plurals. So reference this video if you have any questions. Also, don't be afraid to reach out and ask. We're going to talk about one more thing before the end of this lesson. It's compare and contrast, which I know we have talked about a little bit in class. So first of all, compare is when you tell how things are alike. Contrast is when you tell how things are different. So if you look down here, this is called a Venn diagram where you make the 2 circles and you overlap. So where the circles overlap is where you're going to write the comparing part of it. It makes sense. So that's where they come together. So how they are the same. So you're going to write how they are the same here. On the edge here in their own circle, you're going to write how they're different. That's how you are going to contrast. So I compared and contrasted apples and bananas. So apples are red, but bananas are yellow. So that's how they contrast each other. That's how they're different. Apples have a round shape. Bananas have a rectangular shape. That's how they're different. Apples are kind of hard when you bite into them, but bananas are soft. So those are ways that they're different. But if you look in the middle here, these are the ways that these 2 are the same. So I came up with just a couple. They're both a fruit, and you can eat both of them. So that's what it means when you compare and contrast. So compare is the same, and contrast is how they're different. So if you need any help with your assignment today or with any of your reading, please let us know. We will be glad to help you. So send us an email or message us on the assignment in Google Classroom, and we will get back to you as quick as possible. Have a great Wednesday.